So what's going on? Look, I'm just gonna go ahead and dive into this. Of course, if you haven't heard, you're gonna hear it now about the No Kings protest, which was straight garbage, by the way. And my take on why the government is shut down. So let's get into it. So the first video I'm going to show you is from Caitlin Bennett. So she's one of the many conservatives who go out there and actually ask questions, go out there and interview. She goes out there and she interviews these deranged leftists, right? And has even been attacked, I believe. She goes out there, her husband, he's with her as well, and she has bodyguards. She goes out there and it's just a conversation, right? It's nothing vile, which of course the liberals want you to believe that people like her and other conservatives, of course, Charlie Kirk, are very ill, disgusting, and just evil, right? So I want you to take a look at this video real quick. Hold on 1 second. Let's see, right here.
Members.
Whatever his name was?
Charlie Kirk, ma'am?
Yeah, him's horrible. Horrible.
She doesn't even know his name, but she thinks he's
Yes,
horrible.
I'm glad he's not here.
You're glad he's dead?
Yes.
Why would you say something like that, ma'am?
Because he was horrible on the campuses, the college campuses.
Now, you heard from the beginning, she didn't even know his name, right? And what this lady does is what a lot of these deranged, smooth-brained liberals do, and that is spit the same lies that they hear throughout the media and social media, right? I guarantee this woman has never heard anything Charlie Kirk had to say at all. But let's continue.
Horrible person.
You know what? I do the exact same thing.
Well,
would
so
you be
sorry.
glad if I would die?
Maybe. I'd have to think about it.
What, if she would die?
I don't know.
Excuse me?
No, I don't know you, but I didn't know him either. But he was not a good person.
He would go to college campuses.
And
he would
why
go
do you
to...
think he got shot? Because he wasn't a good person.
I do the exact same thing that he does.
Well, that's what
I
you're
believe,
doing right now,
actually,
too.
I believe, and he is a moderate compared to me. You would be happy if I got shot on a public college campus?
Okay, no, baby, no.
You have got to watch the things you say, because what you just did, that's disgusting.
Don't point your finger.
Don't point my finger at her, ma'am. You have got to watch the things you say. That is awful, ma'am. And I don't.
So the immediate thing that they do is just criticize and get on to Caitlin for pointing her finger at this wretched woman. That's all she did was point her finger, which was basically like putting her in her place and correcting her and showing like what you just said was deplorable, disgusting, and yes, she should feel ashamed. But again, it's the left. They don't feel ashamed, right? They're right here talking about they're the party of peace and acceptance and blah, blah, blah. But this wicked woman, vile woman just said that, yeah, I'd be okay if the same thing happened to you. And so the media is out here, or was out there, or practically still are, trying to say, well, this was a peaceful protest. Okay, peaceful as in, no, they're not setting any buildings on fire, throwing Molotov cocktails, and, you know, all the other violence that they love to partake in. But they are still out there wishing harm on conservatives just because we don't share the same deranged views as they do, that we actually want you to be able to have a family, get married. We only believe that there are men and women, male, female, that children should not be able to transition. And yet this lady is right here, is highlighting one of the very, very reasons why I don't understand how any of you guys or your family or whoever are still Democrats. And then also on top of it, want to claim to be Christians. That boggles my mind. It is complete absurd nonsense. But wait, there's more.
Believe that you actually mean that. I think your feelings are heightened right now.
I don't mean it, but he was a horrible person. Just
How is he a horrible person?
because what he was doing to our students, what he was promoting, was horrible.
What was he promoting?
Right. Yeah, I'm done with you.
What was he promoting, ma'am?
Be done with her. She's pointing a finger in your face. And
Yes,
like,
you're a horrible
pointing your
person
finger.
yourself. And point your finger in my face and coming to this peaceful demonstration.
Take your
Why would
microphone
you, and put it in my face?
Go down the road here.
I am utterly speechless right now. Let this be proof right now. These people are not peaceful. Just because they're not actually committing physical acts of violence right now, they would celebrate if you died. If you believe even a modicum of what Charlie Kirk believed in, if you have dialogue like that, if you want to go out there and talk to people about any issue that they even want to bring to you to talk about, they'll celebrate your death. Right here, we see it at the No Kings protest. That is disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself.
You should be ashamed of
Right, so you got that, right? Just disgusting behavior. These women would definitely celebrate, not women, these liberals would definitely celebrate, they can't even define a woman. They would definitely celebrate the death of a conservative just for the sheer fact of their not being in agreement with their mindset. A lot of conservatives out there, and I've mentioned this before, and you can go look it up. As a matter of fact, Benny Johnson, there was apparently an arrest that just took place in regards to someone threatening his life and threatening he and his family. Why? Why are they so deranged? Why is it that we can't just sit down, which is what Charlie Kirk did, sit down and actually have a civil conversation of our agreements and disagreements? Like what happened? That was what Charlie believed in, and that is what people like Caitlin and James Klug is one of them. I'm probably butchered his last name, but a lot of them like to go out there and do. They like to go out there and actually hit the pavement, camera, mic, and questions, and see what it is that makes you think this way. They want to bring logic. They bring receipts. They bring actual facts. Now, just like that old lady, many other deranged leftists are wanting to call people like Trump and Charlie Kirk, Benny Johnson, name them conservative. They always want to call them Nazis. And someone mentioned this the other day, and it does speak volumes, is that they redefined fascist and Nazi just to, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically justify their violence, their need to go out there and threaten someone's life and try to hunt them down, and unfortunately in relation to Charlie Kirk be successful. Disgusting. They'll openly call themselves fighting the good fight and fighting fascism, but everything that they stand for and support is actually what they is it doesn't make any sense. But I want to show you guys this one last clip. Hold on.
Some stuff out of the budget that we think is wasteful, and we did, and that upset the Congresswoman. She's entitled to be upset if she wants to, but that really upset the socialist wing of the party. And so we took out, and here's what they want us to put back in. We found that under President Biden, they were spending $3 million for circumcisions and vasectomies in Zambia. We took that out. The Congresswoman says, we're going to shut down government till you put that back in. We found $500,000 of American taxpayer money for electric buses in Rwanda. We found $3.6 million for pastry cooking classes and dance focus groups for male prostitutes in Haiti. I kid you not. I'm not making this up. It was in the budget under President Biden. We took it out. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez in the socialist wing, the loon wing of the Democratic Party, says we're going to shut down government until you put it back in. I'll just read you a few more that we took out. They are demanding we put back in. $6 million for media organizations for the Palestinians. $833,000 for transgender people in Nepal. $300,000 for a pride parade in Lesotho. $882,000 for social media mentorship in Serbia. $4.2 million. We took it out. The Congresswoman and the socialist wing of their party says we got to put that back in for the open government. $4.2 million for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and intersex people in the Western Balkans and Uganda.
Y'all hear all that trash? You hear all of that foolishness, all of that wasteful spending. That the reason why the government is shut down right now is because politicians who truly want to put America first cut out all the wasteful spending. Remember all of that money Doge discovered that was being wasted away and on ridiculous projects. What Kennedy just what he just listed, falls under what Doge discovered. And because we actually have an administration, we actually have politicians, and yes, the Republicans hold the majority in the Senate, but they hold the majority, they don't have the votes, so they need Democrats to grow a pair and actually take a stand for Americans. But instead, they want us to vote for them while they, on the back end, take a stand for all of this wasteful spending to go to other countries. Zimbabwe. Like, why should I care about Zimbabwe, honestly? Why should I care about Tanzania and all of these other countries? Why not America? Meanwhile, you have your own constituents that you go and you beg and campaign for to vote for you. You're just like giving them the middle finger. Continuously voting down a continuing resolution to pay your service members. Remember their names. Go out. I don't have the list right here in front of me, but go out and look at the Democrats, because it's all Democrats who are voting against the bill, the continuing resolution to keep the government open, to keep federal employees paid, to pay service members. They want you to think that it's Trump's fault. See, that's getting old. That is old. And a lot of people are seeing it, because you can always again go back and see who voted for what. So while they're out here and they're actively fighting for these other countries to receive our hard-earned tax dollars, okay, why can't we take care of our household first? While they're out there, they're literally fighting for these other countries instead of fighting for us, the American people, instead of fighting for America. That should tell you a lot. They're so twisted and deranged. And then the stuff that they want, transgender studies, vasectomies, we shouldn't be paying for that. That's not our problem. That's got nothing to do with us. Got nothing to do with me. We have our own service members. Okay, you heard Trump say that, there was a generous donation towards the military. But guess what? Federal employees who work for the state, National Guard, for example, who are federal employees, okay, meaning they wear the uniform Monday through Friday because they work for the Guard. They work for the National Guard, right? So they was basically a civilian job, but in uniform. It's called a Title 32 position, okay? They aren't getting paid. They don't get the same pay. They got that first paycheck at the beginning of, and I've spoken to these people. I know some personally. So that's why I can speak on this. They got that first paycheck at the beginning of the shutdown, which was for the previous pay period, right? So the pay period hadn't quite kicked in for the shutdown pay period. That makes sense. I probably butchered it, but you get me. Hope so anyway. So they got that paycheck. All right, well, during the shutdown, they got their second paycheck. Basically, the first paycheck during the shutdown, right? The first pay period during the shutdown. There you go. That was only part of a check. Like half. And now, here we are still rolling through. And guess what? Nothing. Now, this is their job now. They're working this job 10 hours a day. Well, they do 4 tens. Not all of them. Some of them do 4 tens. All right? Monday through Friday or Tuesday through Friday, what have you. And they're not getting a paycheck. Bills don't stop. Oh, but you guys can take out loans. No, why do they want to take out loans? Why should they take out loans? They should never have to do that. The VA benefits, they still roll out because it's an allocated thing. It's different. You know, that money is always set aside, so it's never impacted. Why can't the same thing be done for the military? Honestly. Our national defense. Okay? The first thing anybody wants to do is call the National Guard. But you can't even get them paid. You want to deploy units overseas, but you can't even get them paid properly. Active duty, from my understanding, they're not doing too bad. They're still getting their full paycheck. Guardsmen who are on deployment, I believe that's the same still goes for them as well. But guys, this is ridiculous. And this is just a continuing resolution. Like, this isn't even the end all be all type thing. This is just like, look, until we can get up and figure out what we're going to do on these other issues, let's at least take care of these things, our federal employees and our service members. But the Democrats can't even do that. They got to try to stick the finger in Trump's eye because why? It's Trump. Mind you, during these shutdowns during Biden, they voted on pretty much some of the same stuff. Of course, it's all of that wasteful spending in there that they had to throw in there. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. I just wanted to touch base with you. I know it's been a while, and forgive me, but, you know, life. So, if you haven't done so already, hit the bell, receive notifications from when I do drop a new video. Hit me up on Instagram. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and check me out on the next one. God bless.